Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. And today I'm going to be answering a question about how to name a business. I've got some opinions on this, maybe some that you haven't heard before. And this is from Carsey. And Carsey says, I'm working on an anonymous messaging website similar to saraha.com. I have it functional and nearly ready to launch. However, I have an issue. I cannot release it until I have a good name. A good and pronounceable name will go a long way in helping the service spread quickly and become widely used. At this point, the name is the only important thing I'm lacking. What tips do you have for people like me who get tripped up on naming things? How important do you believe names are? So, okay, here's the thing. I'll give you some history, some evidence from what actually exists here. So, if you think about it, right, there's a lot of companies that have kind of weird names, and really the biggest companies usually have letters as their name, right? I'm thinking like HP, IBM, Apple's different. It's an Apple, okay? Let's look at like Google is a weird name. Facebook is also kind of a strange name when you think about it. Twitter is a weird name, right? So yeah, I'm thinking about like just big companies that have virally spread and had names. And the only one that I'm really thinking of right now that had a name that really connected with what it is Dropbox, right? If you think about Dropbox, it's a Dropbox, okay? So when you think about naming, I would say though, but what all those names have in common is that they're very easy to pronounce, which you already hit on, and they're easy to remember or spell, and they're fairly short, okay? So as far as naming, again, I don't think naming is super important. I don't think it's super important. I just think it's important to avoid the pitfalls, right? There's a lot of companies that have names that are just kind of made up names, and sometimes that might be the best thing, right? This is something to consider as well. There's several companies that had the name ISIS because, the ISIS, the Greek god, right? And then, ISIS happened. And they're regretting that name pretty hard right now. It's bad for them, right? It's not good, okay? And so if you pick a name that's a common name or even an uncommon name, but is an actual meaningful name, someone else can always take over your name and give you bad publicity, right? So there's definitely that, or it can be confused. So my recommendation, honestly, would be either to pick something that's very, very straightforward, like Dropbox, that simply explains what your business does, because there's some value in that, or to pick some obscure thing, right? I named one of my, I'm not going to give the name, but I named one of my LLCs that I created for one of my companies, and I just picked two random words, right? I think, I did some videos for a company called Pluralsight, which you could check out here. I did 55 courses for them. If you haven't signed up, by the way, sign up for Pluralsight. Trust me, it'll be the best $30 a month that you spend. And I know I'm biased, but it really would be. So, okay, so that company, they just picked two verbs, I think, like plural, or they picked a noun and a verb. I can't remember exactly what it was, or it's two nouns, whatever the hell. I'm not a grammatical expert, but I don't know, basic English. So anyway, they picked two words, two nonsense words, and combined them together, and they came up with Pluralsight, and they became a pretty good company, right? A pretty big company, by doing that. So my point is this, is essentially, just don't make the big mistakes. Just don't pick something that's unpronounceable, something that represents something else that would be bad, or that would be likely that you're going to be competing with someone for the same name, right? You want to have some branding around it, and to keep it nice and short. And if you can make it say exactly what you do, I think there's a benefit to that, except that what if you change your business, right? So, you know better than me if you're going to change your business or not. I mean, well, maybe you don't. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. But the thing is, just make it easy to pronounce and something that you like. And honestly, even like Simple Programmer, right? The name of this business, it doesn't roll off your tongue necessarily. It seems so natural to me, SP, Simple Programmer, because I've been using it for so long, and everyone who follows this channel has been following Simple Programmer. It just seems like a natural name. But it's to the first time someone hears it, they might think it sounds a little bit awkward. And what does that actually mean? But once you get associated with the brand, it doesn't matter, right? There's a ton of companies and names out there that are really weird. Google, is best example. It's just weird. It's just a weird name, right? But it just seems normal to you now. So if you do build a brand and you do establish stuff and you do have success, the name won't matter that much as long as it's pronounceable, right? Probably easy to spell if it's you want to type in a website. But don't let that stop you. Just pick something, even if it's 2 random words, and go with it and launch your thing. Because chances are you're going to have to do this a lot, right? If you're going to be an entrepreneur, I'll tell you, whatever you're building right now is probably going to fail. And I'm not pessimistic at all. I'm super optimistic. But I'm just saying, like, count on taking 10 swings. Count on taking 10 swings. So if you're going to let this stop you right now and stall you out from picking a name, you need to get on. You need to either let this one fail or succeed and move on to your next one so that you can find the successful one. So don't get hung up on the name. The name is not going to be, and if it does fail, the name doesn't matter, right? It doesn't even matter. Who cares what the name of something that failed is, right? And most business ventures fail. So again, I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm not. I'm super optimistic, but I'm just saying don't let this stop you. All right, I hope that's helpful advice. I don't know, that's just my opinion on this. I have no expertise in naming things, okay? It's just my opinion. But yeah. All right, that's all I got for you. If you have an email or question for me, you can email me at jonathansimpleprogrammer.com. I'm getting kind of tired, so I'm tripping up here. I don't know my English. And don't forget to click the subscribe button below and click the bell so you don't miss any videos. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.